Hi, what's up, guys? Today we'll talk about how to invest in stocks and beginner's guide for getting started. Today we'll talk about determine your interest approach, the different ways to invest in the stock market, decide how much you will invest in stocks. We'll talk about assets location and open an investments account. Let's start. Stock investing, when done well, is among the most effective ways to build long-term wealth. Here's a step-by-step guide to investing money in the stock market to help ensure you're doing it in the right way. 5 steps to start of investing. First steps, determine your investing approach. The first thing to consider is how to start investing in stocks. Some investors chose to buy individual stocks, while others take a less active approach. Try this. Which of the following determines best describes you? Am I an analyst person and enjoy crashing numbers and doing research? I had met and don't want to do a ton of homework. I have several hours each week to dedicate to stock market investing. I like to read about the different companies and can invest in, but don't have any desire to dive into anything massively related. I'm a busy professional and don't have the time to learn how to analyze stocks. The good news is that regardless of which of these statements you agree with, you're still a great candidate to become a stock market investor. The only things that will change is the how. The different ways to invest in the stock market. One way is individual stocks. You can invest in individual stocks if and only if you have the time and decide to thoroughly research and evaluate stocks on an ongoing basis. If this is the case, we 100% decided you to go so. It is inherently possible for smart and patient investors to beat the market over time. On the other hand, I think like quarterly earnings reports and moderate mathematics calculation don't sound applicable as there are usually nothing wrong with taking a more passive approach. Index funds, in addition to buying individual stocks, you can choose to invest in different funds which back stocks indices like this S&P 500. When it comes to actually US passively managed funds, we generally prefer the latter. At lows, there are certainly expansion index funds typically have significant or lower cost and are fortunately required to match the long-term performance of their underlying index. Over time, the S&P 500 has produced total returns of about 10% analysis and performance like this can buying subnotation wealth over time. Robo adverses another option that has exploded in popularity in recent years. In the robo adverse, a robo adverse is a broker is essentially investors your money your bought behalf in a portfolio of own behalf index funds that is a provides your for age risk tolerance and investing goals. Not only can a robo advise your investment, but many will optimize your tax preferences and make changes over time automatically. 2 steps decide how much you will invest in stocks. First, let's talk about the money you should invest in stocks. The stock market is so no place for money that you might need within the next 5 years at a minimum. While the stock market will most certainly rise over the long run, there's simply too much uncertainty in stock prices in the short term. In fact, a drop of 20% in any given year isn't unusual. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the market plunged by more than 40% and rebounded to an all-time high within a few months. Your emergency funds, money you will need to make your child's next tuition payment, next year's vacation fund, many your sucking away effort down payment, even if you will not be prepared to buy a home for several years. asset allocation. How let's talk about what to do with your investable money. What is the money you won't like need within the next 5 years? Isn't a concept knows an asset allocation, and a few factors come on into play here. Your age as in a major consideration, and so are your particular risk tolerance and investment objectives. Let's start with your age. The general idea is not as you get older, stocks gradually becomes a less desirable place to keep your money. If you're young, you have decided ahead of your to ride out any ups and downs in the market by. This isn't the case if your rate and elation on your investments income. Here's a quick rule of thumb that can help you establish a ballpark asset allocation. Take your age and subtract it from 110 is the approximate percentage of your invested money that should be in stocks. This includes mutual funds and ETCF that are stock based. The remainder should be in fixed income investment like bonds or high yield CDC. You can then adjust in this ration up or down depending on your particular risk tolerance. For example, let's say that you are 40 years old. This rule suggests that 70% of your investable money should be in stocks with the other city present in fixed income. If you're more of a risk take or a planning to work best, a typical retirement age, you may want to shift this ration in favor of stocks. On the other hand, if you don't like big fluctuations in your portfolio, you might want to be modify in the other directions. The 3 steps open the investment account. Okay, all of the advice about investing in stocks for beginners doesn't do you much good or if you don't have any way to actually buy stocks. To do this, you will need a specialized type of account called a brokerage account. This account are offered by companies such as TD Ameritrade, Xtrend, Charles Rate, and many others. And opening a brokerage account is typically a quick and painless process that takes only minutes. You can easily fund your brokerage account via AFT transfer by mailing check or by wiring money. Opening a brokerage account is generally easy, but you should consider a few things before choosing a particular broker type of account. First, determine the type of brokerage account you need. For most people who are just trying to learn stocks market investing, this means choosing between a standard brokerage account and an individual retirement account. Both account types will allow you to buy stocks, mutual funds, and ETCF. The main consideration here are why you are investing in stocks and how easily you want to be able to access your money. If you want easy access to your money, just waiting for a rainy day, or want to invest more than an IRA consideration limit, you will probably want a standard brokerage account. On the other hand, if your goal is to build up a retirement nest egg, and IRA is a great way to go. This account come in two main varieties, traditional and Roth IRAs, and there are some specialization types of IRAs for self-employed individuals and small business owners, including the SEP IRA and Simple IRA. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.